guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. I'm Felina from Beauty Head to Toe, and for today's video is going to be foundation review. I'm very excited about doing this review for you guys because this is a brand that I really love. You guys know by the title, it is a review on the new Giorgio Armani foundation. This is the brand new Power Fabric Long Wear High Cover Foundation. This is the box. Typical Giorgio Armani, black with silver, and it has the name of Power Fabric in red. This is the bottle, which is very similar to the Luminous Silk. If you guys follow me here on my channel for a little while now, you will know that I really love the Luminous Silk foundation. This is a foundation that was very hyped up last year. A lot of people love this foundation and they love it within reason because it is a beautiful foundation. And when I saw that they came out with this foundation and it has different claims, but the packaging is so similar that I thought that maybe this was going to be a better version of the Luminous Silk. In fact, this says long wear. The silk, I actually don't get a long wear out of this one because I have an oily T-zone, and it says high cover foundation because this one here is actually a sheer to medium coverage, and this one here right off the bat is a very medium to full coverage. They're both buildable, but I find that with the Power Fabric, you already get more coverage straight off the bat. It has an SPF of 25, which the Luminous Silk has no SPF in it, and this one has an SPF of 25, which is always a bonus. I am actually shade number 5 in I picked shade number 5 in the Power Fabric and number 4 in the Luminous Silk. In the Luminous Silk, I'm actually a little bit too light for my skin tone, so I decided to go with shade number 5 on the Power Fabric, even though I have shade number 5 on the Maestro Glow, and it's still a little bit too light for my skin tone. But I picked shade number 5 of the Power Fabric, and pat on the back because I did myself proud right there. The shade, it matches me perfect. I really love how the shade looks on my skin. Now let's go ahead and talk about the foundation, shall we? First and foremost, let me just tell you guys that yesterday I wanted to sit down and do a first impression / review for you guys. What happened was I actually sat down, I filmed the video for you guys. By the end of the day when I came home, I did a little check-in so you guys could see how the foundation was wearing out. And when I went to import my images from my camera to my computer, it gave me an error on my SIM card. For some reason, it did not let me upload my images to my computer. So I wasn't able to actually use those images. So I had to get a new SIM card and I had to re-record the video today. So then this is not a first impressions, but because I actually wore the foundation a good 8.5 to 9 hours yesterday, I'm able to tell you guys about the longevity of the foundation. In this case, Power Fabric does have a better longevity than the Luminous Silk. The Luminous Silk, I normally get a 3 to 5 hours wear out of the Luminous Silk, or else my T-zone is very oily and it starts to break through, it starts to separate slightly. And the Power Fabric, I was able to wear this foundation for a full 8.5 to 9 hours, and it stayed on okay. It didn't separate on my skin, although I did have to blush and powder my face throughout the day, but I normally have to do that with no matter foundation which I use. My T-zone always gets oily because I have a very oily T-zone. The rest of my face is more or less normal, sometimes even dry, and the foundation held up pretty well there, I have to say. Coverage wise, like I said, this has a medium to full coverage, so it looks absolutely gorgeous on the skin. The finish of this foundation is fantastic. It's a beautiful finish. It's not matte flat, but it's also not a dewy finish. It's more of a satin, kind of a radiant look to the skin. Once you apply the foundation on, I will insert a clip. You guys can see the foundation in action, how I apply the foundation, because I am wearing the foundation today, so you guys can see how I apply it. They do actually advise to use a foundation brush to apply the foundation with, but I actually prefer the application with using my beauty blender, because yesterday I did try to apply half of my face with the brush and the other half with the beauty blender, and the half with the brush I ended up actually using the beauty blender to finish. So I do prefer the beauty blender to apply the foundation with. And coverage wise, I think it covers pretty well. I don't have a lot of discoloration on my skin, but it covers pretty much everything, except I had kind of large breakouts over here. I can still see them showing through slightly, but I only applied one layer of foundation today. Yesterday, however, I did apply 2 layers of foundation just to see how I could build the foundation, and it builds pretty easy, as I have to say. It actually blends on your skin very beautifully. The foundation looks very smooth once you apply, and it goes on like butter. It is amazing. The finish, because I usually like the finish of the Luminous Silk as well, but I do prefer the finish of the Power Fabric. If I have to pick in between these 2 foundation and I have to pick only one of those, I would go with the Power Fabric, because I do prefer the finish of the Power Fabric, and you get automatically more coverage out of this foundation and also a long wear, as well as an SPF that you have in this one, and the Luminous Silk you don't. So if I had to pick one of the 2, I would go with the Power Fabric. But if you have oily skin, I would say you would probably not like this foundation. If you have dry to normal skin, this might be your best friend. Out of all of my foundations at the moment, the foundation that I'm loving the most, the finish of it, is this one right here. And as you guys know, La Mer foundation has a very close and a very special place in my heart, because I do love this foundation. I do love the finish of this foundation. Since I used to love the Luminous Silk, and when the La Mer came out, I started using the La Mer a lot more than the Luminous Silk, although I have to say I do prefer the finish of the Power Fabric over the La Mer. So even if I had to get one of the 2, I would probably go with this one here. It's a little bit cheaper, and I love the finish of this foundation. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you have dry skin, stop this video, go get this foundation, because you are going to love it. And that's it, you guys. Actually, this is everything about the foundation. It wears out very well. It looks gorgeous on the skin. It doesn't cake up anywhere. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I think it's just a phenomenal foundation. I think it's totally worth the money. I think it's totally worth to get this foundation. You guys know I already love the Luminous Silk, but I do prefer the Power Fabric, because it does have a couple of things that I would rather have in a foundation in the Power Fabric than the Luminous Silk. But if you are thinking to get the Luminous Silk, maybe you should see if you're able to get a sample of both, and you can try them out and see which one works out better for you. I will keep testing this foundation out with different primers and different applications just to see, and I will make a blog post for you guys with further information if you like. It has a whole lot of ingredients. I will list everything on my blog. I will leave the list also down below of all the products that I use on my face today. And that's it, you guys. This is everything for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Next week I'll be having 2 videos for you guys, my normal video, which will be very exciting, and I'll be also announcing my giveaway, so stay tuned for that so you don't miss those out. And that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling now, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys. Foundation out with different primers. I will keep testing this foundation out with different primer. Oh my god, I can't speak today. Let's rewind, shall we? Let me tell you guys something. It says time for bed.